Stay tuned for our gourmet burgers that you can make any day of the week. And Courtney, I can't wait to try those fries you've been raving about.
Well, we're going to make them today in our air fryer with no oil, and we're going to kick them up a notch with some special dipping sauce. So stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Debbie. Welcome to my kitchen, the home of Almost Vegan Cooking School. There are a gazillion ways to make veggie burgers, but the beauty of this is that the ingredients are so simple, and I would imagine you would have these on hand in your pantry. For instance, I'm going to add 2 cans of beans, and I'm using kidney and black beans, but you can mix it up however you wish. Ketchup, mustard, I happen to like Dijon, again anything will work, and 2 spice powders, garlic and onion. And to bind it all together, some old-fashioned oats, and instant oats will work just as well. Our first step is draining and rinsing our beans.
Now that we have our rinsed beans, we're going to add them to the bowl.
And here comes the fun part, the mashing. I'm going to use a gloved hand. You could use a produce bag.
That does look like a lot of fun, but if you don't want to get your hands dirty, you can always just use a fork or maybe a potato masher to mash these up.
So here's the bean mash. And I've left a few beans intact, and we're going to add ketchup, your favorite mustard, onion and garlic powder, old-fashioned oats. The oven is preheated to 400 degrees, and I'm using a cookie sheet with parchment paper so we can eliminate the oil in frying our burgers. And the bean mash has been divided into 4 equal portions for our patties.
And here's our first patty. And we're going to put these on the tray and cook them for about 10 minutes, and then flip them, and then cook them for another 5 to 10 minutes.
These are ready to pop into the oven, and dinner will be ready in just a few minutes.
So we're ready now to make our fries, and today we're going to make some sweet potato fries using our air fryer. This is a Philips extra large air fryer because my family has an extra large appetite. And my favorite benefit of using the air fryer is that you can crisp up your foods with no oil. It also doesn't heat up your kitchen, and it doesn't take any time to preheat.
So I've just finished peeling and prepping 3 sweet potatoes that are about this size. Of course, you can leave the peelings on. It's totally up to you, but I chose a steak fry cut for a number of reasons. First of all, we love steak fries, but number 2 is between these 2 potatoes, a sweet potato is denser when it's raw than a russet, so it's also an easier cut to work with.
Now these are just plain sweet potatoes with no salt or seasoning or oil, and you can add some seasoning. The first time I made my sweet potatoes in my air fryer, I added lots of seasoning, some rosemary, some thyme, salt and pepper, and it did add some flavor, but I found that when the sweet potatoes were done, all of those great seasonings were at the bottom of the pan because the air fryer cooks by circulating a lot of hot air, and that just blew the seasonings right off of the potatoes.
And you also told me, Courtney, that in the instruction, owner's manual, it suggested using oil, right?
It did, and I was surprised because I, like most other people, I believe, bought the air fryer so I can cook without oil. And so I just experimented a little bit and found that the oil really wasn't necessary. They get nice and crisp without any oil. If you did want to add a little something to make it a little extra crisp, you could use some type of a starch, like maybe some almond milk or some aquafaba, which is the bean water. Just a little bit massaged into your potatoes before you add them to the air fryer, and that'll give them that little extra crispness.
And I noticed this basket is filled to the top.
And that's fine too. Unlike the oven where you need to lay everything flat to get nice and crisp and maybe even flip them over, we can just fill our basket, the air is going to circulate, and everything is going to get nice and crisp. We're going to start this off cooking at a low setting on this air fryer. The lowest is 300, and we're going to cook them for about 30 minutes. And assuming that they're nice and soft going through the middle, we're going to increase the heat to the highest setting, and on this air fryer that's 390, for about 10 minutes, and that'll make them nice and crisp. So while our burgers are cooking, we're going to prepare a special dipping sauce for our potatoes. And this sauce is also great right on top of the burgers. We're going to make this sauce using some cashews, some lemon juice, garlic and salt, and for that special kick, we're going to add some sriracha. So we're going to add all of our ingredients right to the blender. It's as simple as that. So we're going to start with our cashews. And with that high-speed blender, like the Vitamix, there's no need to soak your cashews. If you do have a regular blender, soaking your cashews will just make the sauce a little creamier. And we're going to add our lemon juice, some minced garlic, some salt, and some sriracha. Now, you can start with about 2 tablespoons of sriracha and just add a little more based on how hot you want your sauce to be. Now, we also started out with about half a cup of water in the Vitamix. And we're just going to blend that all up.
Sometimes it can be a little difficult finding vegan buns at your local grocery store, so often I've just used fresh bread or an English muffin. But the other day I was lucky enough to find a local baker who makes vegan buns.
So if you have a bakery in your neighborhood that will make vegan buns, let us know. Just add the information to the comments below, where you're from, the name of the bakery, and we can share that with everyone else.
Beans are really a wow food in the plant kingdom. They straddle not only protein but vegetables, and they are loaded with zinc and potassium and folate and fiber, and they are 0 cholesterol. And another amazing study that came out recently from the American Cancer Institute of Research suggested that we not only eat beans once a day, but with every meal.
And look at this beautiful gourmet meal we just created with just a few simple ingredients.
I hope you enjoyed this cooking class as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. This cooking school came to be because there is so much good news to share about a plant-based diet. Become a part of our cooking school family in an effort to heal our bodies, to heal each other,